Okay, so just a quick video to talk about some EPROM burning. Probably this is just going to be a good reminder for myself in the future. So the term EPROM burning is given when you put permanent data onto an erasable memory, and if you want to get rid of that data, you can then delete it with a UV eraser lamp and reprogram it with a programmer afterwards. So you can see here in this picture we've got an arcade board with what's called a supergun attached, which is just a way to interface with screen and controls and sound. And I'm going to make more videos about this supergun and ways to attach your arcade equipment up in future videos. But on this one, I'm just going to talk about this game here. It's called Champion Baseball. An Alpha Denchi game from the early 80s. On this one we've got 8 EPROMs. So we've got 1, 2, 3, which is the game program. We've got 4, 5, which I think is the graphics, and then 6, 7, 8 is the sound. This game's quite unique in that it's got lots of samples for what's happening in the game. People saying strike and ball for baseball. So maybe that's why we've got those 3 EPROMs there for the sound. And so the reason why I want to make this video is because this particular board, those 8 EPROM chips that you just saw, are Mitsubishi M5L2764Ks. Bit of a mouthful, but they're a particular kind of old style EPROM. And when I was trying to burn them, I was having great difficulty burning them with the default setup for the M5L with my burner, and just found a new way to do it and thought it would be worth sharing it just in case anyone else has come across the issue, because these are quite well-known EPROMs that are in these old arcade machines, and so certain different brands have different success rates for burning them. In this view here, you can see the programmer that I use. It's the GQ4X4, and it's a little bit more expensive than some of the EPROM burners, but it's got the added feature that obviously we connect it via USB. That's where it gets obviously the data from the PC. Also gets power from the PC as well, but you can also have an additional power input through the barrel jack. And this one, it says it takes a 9 volt DC, but it can go up to 12 volts DC, center positive, so it's not the same as our Spectrums that take a center negative. But so the 12 volts, addition 9 to 12 volts, just lets us get a bit more safely up to that 25 volt requirement for some of these EPROMs, because some of them are 21 volts, some of them go up to 25. The older ones tend to be 25, and that's why just a USB program alone sometimes doesn't work so well. So we need this additional power in there as well. So when we set it up, we put the chip in the ZIF socket at the lowest position there, and then we can open up our software and start to program it. Now if we go to device, the one we would typically use would be the M5L2764. So that's the brand there, but I've been having a few problems with programming that, and it basically, during the write cycle, it'll just chuck up an error. So what I'm suggesting in this video is if you go and you find LD2764, which is the 25 volt VPP, and you can find that through generic, and then down here is that one. So if we select that one, now if we want to read the chip, when we look at the buffer, that's all FFs, so that's good. That's what we want to see. When we've wiped a EPROM chip, then we come across FFs when it's all totally clear. Now if we want to add a file to there, this is my Champion Baseball set. Now I want the first ROM. I'm going to open that one there. Now that's you can see that's ready to be uploaded, and that's the first part of the game. Now if I press W there for write, I'm using 2 times speed here. You can put that down to 0 or even slower should you be a little bit worried. It does 2 write cycles, so basically writing twice, then it does a verify, and there we go. We didn't get any errors during writing, we didn't get any errors during verifying, so I'm pretty happy with that. So next thing is I'm just gonna chuck it in the board and then we'll see if it works. So you can see here we've got Champion Baseball playing. I'm happy with that. It's got this board working again. Just a quick video to show that these Mitsubishi chips can be a bit troublesome sometimes. Search around, try different setups in your software for your USB programmer. I found obviously an alternate one there that you can try out. The key maybe is the 25 volt level. So that worked for me, and maybe it worked for you in the future. So see you next time on the next video, when we'll probably be discussing stuff about arcade hookups and super guns and all that good stuff.